APPALL. Meghan ripped apart for vicious plot to chip away at monarchy over letter to US leaders. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been accused of chipping away at the power of the British monarchy every time they sign a new deal or enter the political sphere. Talk radio host Christopher has accused Meghan Markle of chipping away at the heart of the British monarchy. This comes as the Duchess of Sussex made her most direct intervention in US politics yet this week. She wrote a 1,000-word letter to leaders in the US Congress urging them not to compromise on plans to extend paid family leave. Discussing the plans, Christopher said, within their royal roles that are not royal, they are calling for certain changes to paid leave. Talk Radio's royal correspondent Rupert Bell explained, Meghan has always seen herself as having a political future. It would not be right for Harry to be telling the Americans about how to live their life, but Meghan definitely wants to dip her toe in political waters. And this is her first shot. What she is actually asking for is quite right. The US paid leave laws are far behind other countries. He continued, but clearly it sits uncomfortably with many Americans that a duchess is lecturing, even though she is American and is entitled to her voice. But she did marry into the royal family, and that does come with its own problems. Mr. Forfas responded, every time it just chips away. Every time they sign a Netflix deal, every time we hear about a new book, or they enter the political sphere, they are chipping away a little bit more at the constitutional stance of the Crown here in the UK. Mr. Bell added, if you talk about Prince Charles' plans for a slimmed-down monarchy, Meghan and Harry would have been bit part players. And Meghan doesn't like being a bit player, she wants to have a significant impact. In the royal family, she would have just been an extra, and that's not what she wanted in her life. It gives them the opportunity to sign whatever deals they like. But as you say, they are signing these deals because of who they are, not necessarily because of what they have achieved. Richard Eden said that a seamless path existed between lobbying and politics, and due to her detachment from the royal family and her previous interest in the political sphere, Meghan could transition into a political figure. Speaking on the Palace Confidential podcast, royal commentator Richard Eden said, mark my words, this is the start of a political career for the Duchess of Sussex. I'm sure that the route will begin from here. There's always been a seamless path between lobbying and the political world, and they've already started on that. We've long known that Meghan's been interested in politics. I think she would have found it very frustrating when she was an active member of the royal family that she couldn't speak out on issues. She'd previously attacked Donald Trump as a misogynist and said other things about him, and now she's free to do so, and I think she's going to be taking advantage of that. There's going to be a lot more on this route, I think. The letter Meghan wrote called for a strong paid leave program for every American that's guaranteed, accessible and encouraged without stigma or penalty. The Duchess' political intervention comes as Democrats are involved in heated negotiations on priorities in a budget reconciliation bill. Meghan also won supporters from prominent U.S. political leaders, including the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. In the letter, the Duchess admitted she had felt overwhelmed by the arrival of her daughter, Lilibet, in June. She wrote, paid leave should be a national right, rather than a patchwork option limited to those whose employers have policies in place, or those who live in one of the few states where a leave program exists. If we're going to create a new era of family-first policies, let's make sure that includes a strong paid leave program for every American that's guaranteed, accessible, and encouraged without stigma or penalty, and encouraged